Oh no, I've got silicone on my shorts. Jolene is not going to be happy with that. Ruining another pair of boat shorts. It's the challenging part of the job. So it's warming up here mid-March, and we're gonna go do a little bit more work on the sump and put the runners on that 275. Our helper is out here sunbathing, out with his fearless leader, Joe. Just like you guys, when you come to Florida, you wanna sunbathe. So we've been doing some detail work on the sump. There's a lot of small pieces of things to do. So I did a little pre-work. I installed these 4-inch pieces here. These are 8 inches off the end. This will hold the blue mesh here, which is the bubble blocker, the protein skimmer, calcium reactor, that kind of stuff will go in here. The 2 DELTEC pumps in there. I use these 2 little pieces of white PVC as cheaters to put these runners on. So these runners here will hold a piece of black egg crate that'll go in like that and lay down. That'll hold the floss there. And then I put this 1/4 inch spillway, and that's kind of leaning a little bit forward. I'll trim all that out afterwards. And the water, when it comes down the drains down this area, will sheet off and onto the floss versus just dripping over the edge. So it's gonna kind of roll off into the floss. So we're gonna silicone up these pieces on here first, and then we'll put the perimeter 3/8 pieces. I've already pre-cut all of that. Okay, so we'll grab one of these 2 pieces here, and we put those on. And it's nothing really that needs to be super fancy. Kind of line it up so it's nice and clean. And then we're gonna go ahead and put these on. I do a little, again, little tricks of cheating, I call it. So these are pieces are 21 1/4. So you basically put this piece up there, and then it's gonna fall in if you don't have one of these with you. So you put this here, and that kind of just holds it right in place. And then when we put the other one on, it'll hold it in place all the way. And we'll go do the other side. Again, this is an industrial built sump. This is just to have them here for the next, I don't know. The last sump was up for 23 years. I can't see why this one couldn't last 23 years also. And then we'll put the last bead up here. Now that it's still wet, we can even these up as much as we want. So I pulled off the pieces of wood that I have with the clamps on there. I'm going to detail these edges, get it ready, get the 2 runners ready, and then we're going to glue those on. And then I'm going to put 2 more pieces here that are built to receive these 2 overflow boxes that I built the other day as well. So these are also pre-built, ready to go, and they'll get attached on here tomorrow. I marked off about a 4 1/4 inch space here, here, and here, so I can pre-put silicone along this path in advance. And let me do one more little cheating thing that I kind of like to do when I'm putting these on myself. We'll get a little shim here, and we'll get a little bit of this aluminum tape and put one of these on so that when I go to line it up, holding it in the middle, it isn't sloppy. So I have a guide like that. So when I put it on, bam, I don't go over the end of it. Kind of put it in the middle. I got that guide there. And then when I put it down here, it all pretty much lines up. So first thing I'll do is kind of just squeeze out a little bit. Be amazed at how much silicone actually squeezes out when you do this. And I think the most important thing for me when I put this on is that right there, that it's nice and flush on the front. So we're gonna go use the same cheater here since that worked really well. Oh, we need a little more. Made that one. Sometimes the bigger the aquarium it is, the more reinforcing I'll put in. And these I usually let dry for about, 4 days, something like that. Because the thickness in the middle here is pretty thick. So you wanna make sure you let it dry. So yesterday, I put these runners, taped them up with the same aluminum tape that I like to use. This stuff doesn't come off ever. This aluminum tape right here, very essential. And then I'll put a clamp on it when we get to that point. So both sides of this aquarium is going to get a piece of tape on it. Once I put the box up here, I can tape that on, and then we'll clamp it on afterwards too. We're going to prime it in advance, all the edges like that. So this is going to be silicone here, and then I'll put a suction cup on it. And I'm simply going to pick this up, go down to my bottom, and go up with it. And hold it in place where it sits. And that piece of aluminum tape, believe it or not, holds it in place for right now. And then we'll take this bugger and put the clamp over the top of it. Okay, that holds it there. So now it isn't going anywhere. It's got double tape on there. And what I'll end up doing is, again, wiping the silicone. And even on these edges here, I'll just wipe that down, and the same thing here. See how clean the silicone is on the seam all the way around? Beautiful, perfect. So we're gonna go to the other side and basically repeat exactly what we just did now. I'll start working on trimming this sump up, getting all the parts together, and then we'll get it ready to get placed under the stand. It's gonna be a really super nice build. So we've been a few days later, and the sump's ready to go to get placed into the stand. I've put down a piece of styrofoam here that's 22 inches wide like the sump, and a little longer. I'll trim it off once we bring the sump in now. And another thing you'll notice that Buddy's already done, he's installed unistrut. So there's FRP unistrut, and then when he takes the drain lines from above, he can take them and bring them out wherever he wants. There's another unistrut here, and a unistrut on this end to receive the overflow box from the other side too, when they all come into this side of the sump, and then the pumps come back and return, and you can utilize the unistrut to keep everything nice and clean up around the back. So right now, I'm basically just gonna put the sump in to this slot. We'll just keep going a little bit further. Might have to take that over the edge a little, like so. And then I'm gonna take the cart out, and then literally gonna keep pushing. I put styrofoam underneath it because we still have to traverse with this, and I like putting all glass aquariums on styrofoam to protect the base of it. And once this is in there, it's gonna be really a lot heavier than you think. And then what we'll do is go ahead and bead that area in so no water leaks over the edge at any time, really. And you can be liberal with this silicone. Use as much as you really need to make it work. And we're gonna cut off this extra foam that we don't need here anymore. There you go. So that's how you do it. There's plenty of room here, about 12 inches right here to put the protein skimmer, fleece filter, algae reactor, fluidized filter, whatever you want to put inside of here. And it looks great. The project's coming together, and we are ready for delivery here sometime in the beginning of April. So remember to like, subscribe, send some questions if you got them, and we'll see you next week.